Systems of equations word problems. So in this video, we'll look at some common contexts for word problems. We'll start with coins. I have 12 coins, a combination of nickels and dimes. So let's let x equal our nickels then and y equal our dimes. And because I have 12 coins, we'll write x plus y equals 12. The total value of the coins is 85 cents. So nickels are worth 5 cents, dimes are worth 10. How many of each type of coin do I have? So to solve for x and y, we can use a system of equation strategy known as elimination. We can multiply the top equation by -5 and rewrite it this way. Underneath that, let's write our second equation. Now when we add our equations together, the x's will cancel out. We're left with 5y equals 25, so y equals 5. So 5 what type of coin? 5 dimes. I have 12 coins altogether, so the number of nickels I have must be 7. And I can check that solution against the constraints of the problem to prove that that is correct. That's one type of problem you'll see a lot of. Another type is rectangles and perimeters. The perimeter of a rectangle is 24 feet. The length, L, is 3 times the width, W. Now the formula for perimeter is 2L plus 2W equals P. I'm told that the perimeter is 24. I'm also told that the length is 3 times the width. So I'm going to substitute that expression, 3W, in place of length in the second equation. So 2 times this length plus 2 times the width equals 24. Now I'm going to multiply 2 times 3W and combine like terms. And I'll divide both sides by 8. I know the width of this rectangle is 3 feet. And because the length is 3 times the width, the length is 9 feet. So the length and width respectively are 9 and 3. So we talked about coins and we talked about a rectangle. Another common context you'll see is investment problem. Dan invested a total of $12,000. He invested some money at 3%. And some at 5%. Remember, he invested a total of $12,000. So after a year, he earned some interest. And here's how we show this. 3% would be 0.03 times x plus 0.05 times y equals 460. So this looks like an inconvenient system of equations to solve, right? Because we have one equation with whole numbers and one equation with decimals. So let's clear the decimals from our second equation. We can multiply all 3 terms by 100. And it becomes 3x plus 5y equals 46,000. If I multiply now the top equation by -3, I'll be able to eliminate my x's. So let's add these equations together. We've got 2y equals $10,000, so y equals 5,000. And then we always stop and say, what does this mean in the context of the problem? So Dan invested $5,000 at 5%. So therefore, he must have invested $7,000 at 3%. So here's the money that Dan invested. So we talked about coins, a rectangle, investment, and now we'll talk about shopping. Mrs. Shelters bought some rulers and protractors from Staples. Rulers cost $1.50 each. Protractors cost $1.25 each. She bought 26 items. She paid a total of $37. So this is where we bring the cost of each item in. 1.5 times x plus 1.25y equals 37. Here I could clear the decimals by multiplying the bottom equation by 100. But I think if I multiply the top equation by negative 1.5, it's reasonable to rewrite this using mental math. Negative 1.5x minus 1.5y equals negative 39. And I'll rewrite my second equation. And when I add them, the x's will eliminate. We're left with negative 0.25y equals negative 2. To divide by negative 1/4 is the same thing as to multiply by negative 4. So y equals 8. 8 what did Mrs. Shelters buy? 8 protractors, right? She bought a total of 26 items, 8 of which were protractors, so 18 rulers. Okay, Suzanne purchased 15 bags of Smarties and Skittles. 15 bags. Smarties cost $2 a bag, Skittles $1.50. She paid $24.50. How many bags of each did she buy? So let's multiply the top equation by negative 2 to eliminate our x's. We'll rewrite our second equation, and we'll add our equations together. Negative 0.5y equals negative 5.50. So to solve for y, we're going to divide by negative 1/2, which is the same thing as multiplying by negative 2. We get y equals 11. 11 bags of Skittles. She bought a total of 15 bags, so 4 bags of Smarties. Okay, we have one more type of problem, and this is like a number puzzle. One number is 8 more than twice another. The difference of the numbers is 14. So we'll say let x equals the first number and y is the second. The difference of the numbers is 14, so you can tell that the first number would have to be bigger than the second number, right? One number is 8 more than twice another. Okay, so I'm going to use substitution. And that expression in red, I'm going to substitute in place of x in this equation. 2y plus 8 minus y equals 14. I do not need the parentheses. I'm going to combine like terms. I'll subtract 8 from both sides. And I get that the smaller number is 6. X is equal to 2 times 6 plus 8. X equals 12 plus 8. X equals 20. So my two numbers are 20 and 6.